Hi, everybody. It's me, Ivy. Welcome. I'm just saying, getting ready to talk about some kind of raw stuff coming up in the next couple of weeks. I'm going to be talking about some of the everything that happened to me here in the city of Yonkers while I was running for office starting back in 2011 and also working with Scenic Hudson. A lot of it is going to cover things like something that might be a topic for Black History Month, like, the discrimination. I don't know how anybody could say that we in America don't have any discrimination, but there are certain privileged people that would like to think that it doesn't exist because I guess people don't want to feel guilty about it. But it is what it is. And the best thing to do is just do the right thing and just cut the nonsense. But we all know that's probably not going to happen. So, um, for me, I think the best thing to do is to just talk about the things that have personally happened to me in the last few years. And so that's what I plan to do. I will be calling names because it doesn't make any sense to cover anybody up because some people just don't have any redeeming qualities, unfortunately. And so calling them out is probably not going to hurt their feelings. It's not going to do anything. And there are some people who are just so hoodwinked and bamboozled that they won't even believe this, especially about their political leaders. But having said all that, that will be in a couple of more. I'm going to probably try to do them in four 30-minute series, if you will, and just talk about it. You can listen, you cannot listen, but I just want you to know about some of the things that have gone on here and why, certain things are the way that they are. Anyway, you can make sense of some of the stuff, but some that you can't. Speaking of making sense, this particular show is about. I've been sitting here and I've been watching things like when I'm cleaning up because I'm still trying to purge a lot of stuff that I've been holding on to. Listen, I worked on a case for 3.5 years, two cases actually, so I have a lot of legal stuff here that I have to get rid of, and I also have run for office like for about 4 or 5 times, and it's a lot of political papers that I have that I just want to junk and get rid of, in addition to all the other things like when I had custody of my grandchildren, and you just hate to give anything away that they have because I just love them so much. Anyway, you got to get rid of stuff because you don't have enough room any place to put anything. So but I want to talk because while I've been sitting here and going through things and late at night, I just don't want to think because I'm constantly thinking and doing things and writing up some plays and some shows and trying to get my speaking stuff out there so that I can start, going around the United States to speak. I've been watching crazy stuff like Paternity Court. Okay, so let me talk about Paternity Court for a second. So there's something must have happened in the last few decades. I know that I'm, a Southern belle, and I know, nobody's perfect. And, when you're a certain age, your hormones, they run kind of rampant. But I have never seen anything run so rampant before in my entire life. So come closer. I want to talk to you. I want to talk to you. Come closer. Okay, actually, we can't get any closer, but maybe we can get closer. So here's what's been going on. So I've been watching these shows, right? What is going on with 20 and 30-year-old people? I'm just not sure what's happening. I know when I was 20 and when I was 30, I know that your hormones race and you just have to have control. Listen, I don't have any vices. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I don't do any drugs. I'm not, addicted to sex or anything like that. And I know that people have vices. I'm not, a foodaholic. I like food. I really do. And I like all the things that make you feel good. But these people that are like in their 20s and 30s, something must have happened. First of all, there's a couple of things that have changed in the past few decades. One, a lot of people don't have any manners or respect, not just for other people, but they don't have any for themselves either. And that's the part that's really kind of scary. If you don't have respect for yourself, you're definitely not going to have any respect for anyone else. And somehow people think that they can do certain things to get revenge back on other people without hurting themselves. Listen, we're all connected. So you can't hurt one person or you can't hurt somebody else without hurting yourself because there are consequences and repercussions. So let's talk. So, Paternity Court. They've changed a lot of things. First of all, on this thing, everybody have to say, they must have coached them to say, I grew up without a father in my life, or I grew up without a daddy, and da 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 da. There goes that pity thing. Well, if you grew up without a father, why would you want to do this to? Why would you want to bring a child into the world with a father that doesn't want anything to have to do with them? And now, because everybody wants to record everything that they do, because if it wasn't for Facebook and all these other times, Facebook and Instagram and all this other stuff, people would be absolutely useless. They would feel like they didn't have anything. So they put their entire world on Facebook and Instagram, and they text everything, and they send pictures of their body parts to other people as if somebody needed to see that before they left this life. Anyway, so now baby deity has replaced the father of my child, or the father of my children, or my baby's father. Has all been replaced by baby deity. And then you have the baby's mother. Okay, so it's baby mama, my baby mama, has been replaced by my child's mother, or my baby's mother, or the mother of my child, you know. And then they come on and they say, well, I'm still his daddy. I'm still the father. Well, you know what? Anybody can father a child. And being a dad is totally different, because a dad is a term of endearment. As long as you have sperm, you can father a child. Not a big deal, because any animal can do that. A snake, anybody. The crawling snakes and the two-legged snakes. Anyway, so those are some of the things that have changed over the years. The other thing is there's two girls standing there, just like a Maury Povich show. These shows, they go down to the bottom of the barrel and get underneath the belly of the maggots to bring some of these people out. And it's really a shame, because people don't need to be putting their business on TV like that. At least I don't think so. But you have these girls that are standing there, and they're laughing, and they think it's okay. It's like 80-something degrees in my house. I forgot to turn on my air. And they're fighting over this guy who doesn't have a job. He's young. He's there standing next to his mother, who's probably going to have to pay for the child if he is indeed the child's father. It's really a hot mess. They've had this one particular episode showed where, 4 friends all had sex together. It's like, the more you fight something, the worse it gets. Like the war on drugs, it just gets worse. Heroin is back. Crystal meth. What's the other one? K2. Something always happens. The more you try to fight something, the bigger it becomes. Anyway, the more you try to tell people, be careful. We got AIDS, we got syphilis, gonorrhea, all those old ones are still here. People still want to have unprotected sex, and not only are they having unprotected sex, which is a health concern, but they're bringing a human being into the world that they can't take care of, because they don't have it here. They don't have it here. They don't have it here. They don't have it anywhere. They're just, bringing human beings into the world. Some of them beat them. Some of them beat them physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. So you got these folks, and then they don't know who the father is. So now it's on record that, they'll eventually see that somewhere down the line that their mother and father didn't care enough to be concerned about maybe being with one person. Anyway, so now they got these dating sites, all these dating sites, and one night stands and revenge sex and all this other stuff. Oh, we were together, but we broke up for a minute, and I went and had sex with this one, and I had sex with his best friend or her best friend, and and then you want to look. If you got friends, you're dating someone, and you got friends that will have sex with your partner, you might not want to call them a friend. I'm just saying, you might not want to be their friend. But anyway, so then you have this revenge sex, oh, he cheated or she cheated, so I decided that I was going to cheat. Yeah, because, everybody knows 2 wrongs make a right. Get rid of the person if they cheat. Hey, my tolerance level in a relationship is like, look, you want to cheat? Not while you're with me, okay? The other thing is, as dangerous, like I said, as dangerous as sex is, people still swiping right. Then they got this catfish crap going on. The only thing I want to do with catfish is to eat it, along with a side order, maybe some I don't know, potato salad or just a regular salad. I mean, catfish is what you eat, but they got this whole catfish thing. You can pretend to be somebody, and that people are so desperate and so lonely. It is really sad. I really feel bad for the human beings. So all these dating sites, and then you got girls that don't have any problem. Listen, a woman's body is very, very, very sensitive. As one of my friends once said, it's like an incubator. You carry a baby in there, and that baby grows inside of you. It's something that we can do that the other gender can't do. So you can't always be popping yourself open for any guy who just wants to be there. And I've seen guys also on some of these shows where they said they would die for sex. Well, they might be dying because of sex, but oh, if she don't give it to me, then I gotta find it someplace else. Well, if that's what you decided to do, to just get with a woman because you needed to, look, don't get me started. Some of these guys are just thinking with their small heads and not so much with their big heads. And there are women out there that are dumb enough to go for it. That's why I believe that there's so many people, especially guys, the ones that wear their pants down, where you can see their underwear and the crack and everything else. I really think that those guys are bisexual. They have to be bisexual or gay or something. And I ain't got nothing wrong with it, but I don't want to see your underwear, whether you're a heterosexual or whether you're bisexual or whether you're completely gay. Doesn't matter to me. I just don't want to see it. There's just certain things that we just don't need to see because I can't unsee it. Okay. And I have to go wash my eyes out every time I see this stuff. Anyway, so the other thing is cheating without protection. You're going to cheat on somebody, but you're not going to use protection. And then you're going to end up having a baby. And this stuff is just all hurtful. Can we just stop? Anyway, I just want to talk about that because I'm always looking at paternity court. And I just think that if this is what's going on in this world today, this is very, very sad. Can you please get a grip? Get a grip. Think a little bit better about yourself. Don't be bringing children into the world thinking that you're going to hold on to a guy. Listen, you're not going to hold on to anybody. That's for sure. And so for you guys who end up going out with girls or women because you think that they look good or because, one guy, he he went out with a woman because she was a stripper, and then he, ended up having a baby from the stripper. Well, here's some things that I want to suggest. Date the person. Go back to old school. Just date the person. Date the person. See whoever you want to see. If you want to date this person, date this person. Just don't become intimate with them. Date. Meet their parents. Find out if there's any mental health issues that are going on, any kind of addictions that are going on. Because if you choose to be with the person, you're going to have to be, probably have some kind of contact with the family, especially around the holidays. And then check the credit. Make sure that they're in good standing, at least good credit somewhere, some way, somehow. At least it should be average, okay? Check with their criminal record, their criminal background, because you never know. People hide. They can cover themselves. They can change their names. They can do whatever. They can move to a new city. Things that you don't know about people. Check their criminal record. I would also say make sure they have a job or a profession of something that they do where they're getting continual and constant income, period, point blank. Use protection when you do decide to, take it to another level. Try to be more of a, wife material than girlfriend or husband material instead of boyfriend, because if that's what you want. Maybe you just don't want it, but I'm just saying. Know that, let me see. I also thought that know that you will have to pay the price. Okay, so if you become reckless and make a mess in your life, that you're going to have to pay. That's just all there is to it. Children are extremely expensive. $250,000 to raise a child. So if you want to have a baby, just make sure that you got at least a good $250,000 put on the side, or that you'll be able to do it. Don't depend on anybody else. I feel so bad for these grandparents who have to take care of the babies of their children, whether they're sons or whether they're daughters. By the time you turn 55, you want to be able to live your own life. You don't want to have to be forced to take care of a grandchild. No matter how much you love them, you don't want to be forced to take care of them. You want to love them and, scoot them home, thank you, love you, And the other thing is, guys should be financially, or they have to pay financially, or they'll go to jail. Like in New Jersey, if you have a baby from somebody, you're going to go to jail if you don't pay your child support. You just That's just the way it is. And also, you're going to have to pay that way, and you're going to have to pay if you don't want to be with the woman. If you don't want to be with the female, then you know it's just like, again, these broken families. But again, you're going to have to pay either way, financially, or you'll go to jail. And one other thing, yeah, the education of the person. Make sure that the person is, educated. You don't have to have a college degree per se, but at least want to make sure that the person is on your same level, or you have things to talk about. I don't normally date outside of my race or my culture, not for any other reason other than the fact that communication for me is difficult enough. So I want to make sure when I'm in a relationship that it's as easy as possible. We understand each other's cultures. We understand, how to communicate certain music, all that stuff. And that's not so difficult to do. But as you can see, every time you watch TV, they have interracial couples on, as if that's going to stop Billy Bob and the Ku Klux Klan, the Aryan race, the white supremacists, and the skinheads from hating black people. It's just not going to happen. So they can put on as many of them as they want to. It's not going to change the hate that this country has pretty much grown, or developed or brought over, whatever the case might be. Anyway, I've done my time, and I just want to say thank you guys for listening so much. And it's a beautiful day outside. Everybody needs to be outside doing something. I'm inside because I've been outside most of the morning at a breakfast. Anyway, I love you all very much. Stay tuned for my other shows. They'll be 30 minutes each. Wash some dishes, do some papers, listen, whatever you have to do. All right. I'm just saying, I'll talk to you guys later, okay? Love and kisses to everybody. Bye for now.